Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today welcome to my Game Week 2 Premier League predictions. Of course, this weekend it's Game Week 2, we got more Premier League football to look forward to throughout the weekend, so make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and let's get into my Game Week 2 Premier League predictions. Okay then, and the first game is happening this evening at the City Ground, and it is Nottingham Forest against Sheffield United. And of course these two teams did play each other a couple of years ago. I think it was about 2 seasons ago in the Championship playoff semi-final. I think that was the last meeting, to be fair. Yeah, well, it was the last meeting between these two. Was at the City Ground, and it was when Forest beat Sheffield United on penalties to go to the playoff final at Wembley. They beat Huddersfield and then of course got promoted to the Premier League. The last time these two played in the Premier League, I just don't know the last time these two played each other in the Premier, because normally Forest and Sheffield United normally play each other in the Championship. I don't really know the last time Forest and Sheffield United played each other in the Premier League. Someone drop in the comments if you actually know the last time Forest and Sheffield United played against each other in the Premier League, because I don't have a clue. But Forest last time out they lost 2-1 to Arsenal. I thought Forest weren't too bad. I thought when Alanya came on, I thought he made a massive difference. I'm about to sneeze, hold on. Maybe not. But yeah, I thought Alanya made a massive difference when he came on for Forest. Sheffield United, I watched their game with Palace. Defensively they looked alright, but I think on the attack I thought they looked really, really poor. This could be a close game, but Sheffield United, I just think with the squad they've got, I think they probably are going to struggle this season. Forest at home, last season they were good. Will they continue their home record going into this season? Who knows? But I think Forest will win tonight, so I'm going to go Nottingham Forest 2, Sheffield United 0, 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. And of course, the next game, we got a bit of a West London derby. We got Fulham against Brentford. Now, Brentford did draw 2-2 with... Brentford drew 2-2 with Spurs, with my team Spurs, last week. To be fair, I thought Brentford played alright, I guess. I think the first half, it was alright from us. Brentford had a couple of opportunities, but not many. But I think the second half, I thought Brentford were quite poor second half. I think they woke up about the 75th minute. It took them quite a long time because we just kept going on the attack against them in the second half. But yeah, Fulham, of course they beat Everton 1-0. It probably should have been a draw, to be fair, or Everton should have won. I don't know how Everton's goal got disallowed. That was not a foul on Leno or whoever it was. But yeah, I think Brentford will win. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Brentford will sneak a win. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for Brentford. And of course, the next game is Liverpool versus Bournemouth at Anfield. Now, of course, Liverpool, I think we already knew that their new Anfield Road stand wasn't meant to be done for their first home game, but apparently, the people that are working on the stand, apparently the companies, folded and stuff, so, yeah, that's not really good for Liverpool. But Liverpool drew last week with Chelsea, and to be honest, I thought Liverpool were really poor. I thought Chelsea were the better team, if I have to be honest. Yes, they had a couple of opportunities, but in general, I thought Chelsea were the better side. Bournemouth, they drew with West Ham. It's a decent result, to be fair. Not a bad start for Areola, who is the new Bournemouth manager. But it's going to be tough for Bournemouth, going to Liverpool away, Anfield. But, I reckon Bournemouth will score, but I think Liverpool will win. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 home win for Liverpool. And of course, the next game would have been Luton against Burnley, but that game is postponed, as Kenilworth Road is currently going through construction at the moment, because of course Kenilworth Road isn't Premier League standards. So so that game will not be happening this weekend. And of course, Luton, their next game is next Friday at Chelsea. And of course, Luton, their first home game is on the 1st of September, I think, against West Ham. So yes, of course, Luton Burnley is postponed due to stadium constructions. Yeah. So yeah, the next game, in fact, is Wolves versus Brighton. Now Wolves, I was surprised about them on Monday against Man United. I know they lost, but to be honest, if you actually watch the game, Wolves actually deserved to win. They played absolutely fantastic against Man United. On the United point of view, of course, we'll speak about United in a minute, but you know what? We'll speak about Wolves. We'll speak about United in a minute because we're speaking about United after this game. But Wolves, I thought they were absolutely brilliant. In the midfield, I thought Wolves' midfield was brilliant. Wolves had so many chances, but they just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. But a very, very good start for Wolves, even though they lost. But performance-wise, I think Wolves fans will be very happy. Brighton, of course, they beat Luton 4-1. Comfortable win for them. Apparently Luton had a lot of chances, to be fair, especially Colton Morris. But, if Wolves played how they did against United, they could win this game. But Brighton, it's a tough game for Wolves. This could be a close game, but I think Brighton will win by 2-1. So Wolves 1, Brighton 2. And the next game is probably the game of the weekend. It is Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United. And what happened to Man United on Monday? I know they won, but Man United were absolutely terrible. I think the only two good players on the pitch were probably Onana and Wan-Bissaka. I thought everyone else was terrible. Rashford was terrible. Casemiro, Mason Mount. And literally Casemiro and Mason Mount looked lost. They just looked lost. They didn't have a clue what they were doing. But I thought United were really, really poor. They looked really bad. And for us, a draw at Brentford is not a bad result. Brentford have got quite a decent home record. Brentford only lost twice last season at home. So I'll actually take a point at Brentford. If you compare the football from Conte and Postecoglou, the football under Ange is so much better than Conte. Honestly, we're literally battering teams. Well, I wouldn't say battering is the word, but we're playing better than the other teams. In pre-season, West Ham, even though we lost, I think we dominated them. Lions City Sailors, we dominated them. Shakhtar, we dominated them. Yeah, Barcelona, that was a one-off because we literally played a game 2 days before that game. But I think the game against Brentford wasn't actually too bad. First half was all right, but I thought the second half we played very well. I thought, if you're looking at possession, they couldn't get the ball off us. We were. I think one thing I have noticed, we like to keep the ball a lot. We like to make teams work to try and get the ball, and that is good, to be fair. And also, excuse me, something I do like. Before kickoff, the players went to the away end, and do you know how the players do a huddle before kickoff? Apparently Ange did this with Celtic. So if there is any Celtic fans watching this video, put down in the comments, because I think Ange did this with Celtic. The Spurs players went to the away fans and they did the huddle by the away fans, I think that's class, that is, and I think and that's nice, because if you look at all the other previous managers, you would never see this. I think that's nice, to be fair, to be honest. But I reckon, to be fair, it's not going to be an easy game. We never beat Man United. Literally, the only team out of the big six we occasionally beat is Manchester City. But I think United have got a 100% record at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The last time they lost away at Spurs, I think, was 2018 when Eriksen scored in 11 seconds or something like that. But I reckon we have a chance. We could win this game, but just depends what United team and what Spurs team turn up. But I'm going to go 2-2. So, yeah, it's Tottenham 2, Man United 2. 2-2. And, of course, the next game, we're now speaking about Manchester City as they face Newcastle. at the Etihad. Now, Man City did play the other day in the Super Cup in Athens against Sevilla. And to be honest, City, City were really poor. The game in general was just really bad. I thought City and Sevilla were absolutely terrible. And, I just thought City were really bad. Newcastle on the other hand, oh my God. Honestly, what a win. 5-1 against Villa. Again, of course, we'll speak about Villa literally in a minute because they are the next game after this. But what a start for Newcastle. Sandro Tonali, absolutely world class on his debut. Harvey Barnes as well. He was absolutely brilliant. Newcastle were just brilliant in general. I wonder if Livramento will make his debut after he signed from Southampton. But looking at the way City played on Wednesday and looking at the way Newcastle played, Newcastle have a really, really good chance here. But it is the Etihad. City never lose there. They do lose occasionally, but they don't really never lose there. But I reckon Newcastle I think Newcastle got a chance, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Manchester City. But I won't be surprised if Newcastle win. And of course, the next game is Aston Villa against Everton. And Villa. Where did it go wrong? Where did it go? Literally, I think that Newcastle Villa game was game of the weekend, in my opinion. I enjoyed the game so much, but defensively, it was like watching Spurs. Villa defensively was so bad. I just can't believe it. Villa at the back were absolutely shocking. They were all over the place. And, of course, Moussa Diaby scored his first goal. That was probably the only positive for Villa throughout the whole game. But literally, it was just so easy for Newcastle just to walk through their defence. And, Tyrone Mings is out for pretty much the whole season. They're starting to get an injury crisis now, Villa. They might be signing Nicola Zaniolo from is it Galatasaray? Well, he used to play for Roma. I think he's at Galatasaray at the moment. It's either at Galatasaray or Fenerbahce. I'm not sure. He's at a team in Turkey. I'm not sure which team it is. I think it's Galatasaray. I'm not sure. But Everton, though, like I said earlier, how did that goal get disallowed? That was not a foul at all. Neil Maupay, by the way, absolute joke from the fans saying, giving Maupay loads of abuse, but I think that's a joke, that is. That's just no need for that, is there? But Villa Park's a really tough place to go, and I think Villa will definitely want to bounce back after they got humiliated 5-1 on Saturday against Newcastle. So I think Villa will win. I'm going to go 2 goals for Moussa Diaby, and it's going to be a 2-0 home win for Aston Villa. And of course, the next game is a London derby. It is East London against West London. It is West Ham versus Chelsea. And of course, Chelsea drawing with Liverpool. And like I said earlier, I thought Chelsea were the better team. Disasi scoring his first goal. But I thought Chelsea were the better team against Liverpool. I thought Liverpool were really, really bad. And I thought Chelsea played quite well. West Ham, 1-1 against Bournemouth. Yeah, it's not a bad result, to be fair. As people are saying, Bournemouth could finish in the top 10 this season. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game for West Ham. It's a new era at Chelsea. They've lost a lot of their players. They've brought in some new players. Of course, they've got a new manager, Chelsea, in Pochettino. But you don't know about West Ham. Sometimes on their day at the London Stadium, they can be really poor, but then sometimes they can be really good. But I think Chelsea will win. I don't think Chelsea will win comfortably, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Chelsea. I've gone with a lot of 2-1s today. And of course, the final game is another London derby. It's South London against North London. Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. Now, Palace, I did watch that game with Sheffield United. And, I thought Palace played quite well, to be fair. Defensively, they were all right. Attacking-wise, they were all right. I think good news is for Palace that Elise is staying, which is... No, the good news is that Eze is staying, I should say. So that's good news there for Palace. I'm sure Palace fans will be happy with that. Arsenal, 2-1 win against Forest. The game, literally the game got delayed for half an hour because apparently Arsenal got a new e-ticketing system, and literally there were about 35,000 Arsenal fans just outside the stadium waiting to get in. But apparently, that issue got resolved, obviously. But Arsenal, they were all right. They'll be a bit annoyed that Timber's out injured. But yeah, by the way, what a goal from Saka. Honestly, that was just an incredible goal. But I think Arsenal will win. To be fair, Selhurst Park can be a tough place to go sometimes. Palace at home are all right. Sometimes they can be really bad. Sometimes they can be really good. But I think Arsenal will win. So I'm going to go with a 3-0 away win for Arsenal. Come on, Palace. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for Game Week 3.